It is an introduction about the exploration geophysics. Geophysics is actually study of the earth by its physical properties. So we are using the physical properties of the earth to study about the earth. We do with the lithosphere, the solid earth, and the oceans, and also the atmosphere. In every aspect, we are using these geophysical methods to study about the earth. So based on the type of investigation, we have two branches of geophysics. In the one first, it is dealing with the investigation of various fields like the gravity, magnetic, electric, seismic, which help in determining the physical properties like the density, the electrical conductivity, and magnetic properties of the earth. This is the first branch. In this branch, we deal with the investigation of physical fields and the properties of the earth, which will help again in finding the earth interior, major discontinuities of the crust, mantle and core, and also the thickness of the crust in between the continents and also the oceans. Coming to the second branch, this is very important. This is the application of the geophysical methods to study the shallow subsurface structures, and this is useful in exploration of oil and gas, ores, groundwater, and this is called as exploration geophysics or geophysical prospecting. The general principle involved in exploration geophysics is based on the two fundamental principles. One is the geology of the site or the area of investigation, and the other is the physical properties. As we know, Earth contains many different layers, the crust, the mantle, the core, and they have different chemical properties and lithological structures. Based on this, they have different properties like density, magnetic susceptibility, and radioactivity also. So we are considering these principles, and then we are going for the study of the earth. We are just having an introduction about different methods using geophysics right now. We have a total of six broadly used geophysical methods. In that, we'll be discussing about each method shortly, and in the later videos, we will go for a bigger session of each technique. Now we have gravity, magnetic, electrical, geothermal, radioactive, and seismic methods. So each method is having their own way of data collection, their own way of interpretation and results, which we will be discussing in the later on sessions. In the gravity method, the gravitational attraction of the subsurface bodies which are buried in the ground are directly up, applying some forces on the masses, and when we are going for the method of measuring the gravity field in the site of investigation, then we'll see the gravity fluctuations using a gravimeter. So it is something like if a region is having a subsurface body whose density is completely different from the surrounding masses, then the gravity field at the surface deviates from the normal value. That means when you are a gravity meter, and then if you are taking the readings, then you will see a fluctuation or the deviation in the normal value. From these deviations, we can possibly locate the inhomogeneous bodies which are buried in the ground. The instrument used in the gravity prospectings are usually the gravitimeters and the gradient-o-meters. The same way, when you take into the magnetic method, the bodies that are present in the Earth's surface contribute some magnetic field on the Earth. The controlling physical property in the magnetic method is generally called as a magnetic susceptibility. And in addition to the magnetic remnants of these bodies, they also contribute to magnetic field. When the magnetic field on the Earth or its component are measured, the body possessing the magnetic moments are possessing on the surrounding rocks, and they contribute to the deviation in the measurement. Thus, we can find the magnetic bodies. The same way, when it goes to the electrical methods, we are sending the current into the ground, and then we are collecting the potential difference. And once we do it, we will be plotting the graph according to the acquired resistance values. This is one method. And coming to the other method is seismic method. So we are detecting the buried bodies using the seismic waves and the geophones, which are acting as a receivers, and the seismic digitizer is collecting the signal from the geophone, and it is processing, and it is giving you the graph. This is generally used for most of the oil and gas exploration, and then studying the different layers of the earth, and for also hydrocarbons. Now coming to the last technique, it is the well logging technique, in which we are using a probe or a sensor and wiring it into the well, and then we are sending the current, or sometimes we are measuring only the self potential of the well, and based on this the current passage or the radioactive material, we can find the different types of layers and their physical properties, like porosity, permeability, and also the availability of the hydrocarbons or the sand or salt. Whatever we have, we can get from these kind of methods. So this is the basic and small introduction about the geophysical exploration methods. In the coming videos, we can study about all the methods individually. Thank you.